Hey, it's Jason Tonioli here, and I have a friend that I would like to introduce to all of my piano teacher and music teacher people out there. Her name's Glory St. Germain. We actually met on a mastermind call, and I've had the pleasure of getting to know her a lot more at even a personal level, which has been really awesome. But Glory, you have something that I feel like I've been looking for myself for a long time, and not so much to solve my problems because I'm not a music teacher. As you know, I've told you I don't teach piano, but I have all of these music teachers that I know and I'm friends with, and I've seen them struggle. And what's been frustrating to me, honestly, is that a lot of them are so giving, and just teachers in general, they're so giving of their time and their talents, and oftentimes they discount the value they bring to the world, and in with that mindset they also discount what they're worth, and they don't make enough money. I mean, it's just a struggling teacher mentality. And what you do is you've been a teacher and you have all kinds of fancy acronyms after your name, and you've studied, and I mean all this great stuff, but you've created a course that has is helping music teachers essentially learn how to grow their business to a point where, I mean, you have several that are six figures, I know. So I
Yep.
just want to introduce you, have you share a little bit of your story quickly for people. And I know you, and I want people to know you've got a course, not a course, but an event that's coming up for 3 days that's just for teachers that is awesome. And I want people to know about this thing. So tell tell a little bit about yourself really quick, and then tell us about this event you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Jason. It has been an honor to get to know you as well, and we're having a lot of fun in our connections for sure. So my name's Glory Saint Germain. I have a music degree in piano, ARCT, which is the Associate of the Royal Conservatory of Music, which is a national accreditation. A two-time TEDx speaker and an international best-selling author. And I help music teachers grow their music teaching businesses to six figures. And we do that through helping you really learn to build confidence in your teaching, to connect, to save time, to really elevate your skill set as a music educator. And how do you grow your business financially? Because can you create a six-figure music teaching business? And the answer is yes. Absolutely. And our upcoming live event is Music Business Mastery. It is May the 13th to the 15th. It's 3 days, 2 hours every day. And you definitely want to attend live because we have some incredible training for teachers that's going to help you walk away with a solid plan to say, oh, I can do this. We've created this step-by-step system for you. So those piano teachers out there, Jason, they got to hop on and join us live because it's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Well, and a couple other things as we've gotten to know each other, you have, I think, 60 books or over 60 books you've done. I mean, you
Yeah.
say best-selling author. I mean, that's kind of a big deal, and awesome. But I'm just impressed that you're willing to help these teachers. I mean, what does kind of the normal teacher? I mean, you've transformed several. I mean, have you got one in particular that just stands out in your mind that you've been able to help? I mean, you don't have to give names or anything, but I'd love to
Yeah.
hear one of their stories.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of our teachers, she came into Music Business Mastery Live. So she attended one of our live events and she joined our program, which is the Ultimate Music Theory Certification Elite Educator Program. And within 6 months, she became an Ultimate Music Theory Certified Teacher. She went through our program and she took the action steps and followed the mindset and the strategies and the tools that we provide for you in the program. And she is now on point to do $116,000 this year. So when you think, what? So this is not a program where, oh, I have to go to class and I have to do all this and it's going to take me 2 years. No. When you come into the program, we want you within 30 to 60 days to be increasing your income dramatically so that you can have a freedom lifestyle, so you can, get yourself out of debt, so you can take your family on a trip, so you can take the summers off, because it's all about, how do I teach music theory club classes? What is a club class? What if you want to run theory camps over the summer? How do you do that? What is the marketing that you need to do? How do you fill your classes? And the beauty of this is that piano teachers are, so giving with their time. And now it's time for them to actually make the money that they deserve. And that's what we help you do. It's like, let's have fun, let's make some money, and let's make the world a better place through music.
And I think one of the fears that probably a lot, I mean, a lot of, not just music teachers, but people in general is,
Yeah.
well, I can't ask for more money, or my people can't afford it. And, I almost feel like it's a mindset thing as much as anything. But how, if I'm that teacher that I just love helping people and teaching people, is this type of thing still for that person that maybe they only want to charge $15 a lesson, and that's
Yeah.
okay. You know, bless those people for doing that. But I guess who is this for everybody, or is it going to help that person that's like, money doesn't matter to me, but you know,
Yeah.
what are they going to get from these the couple hours a day thing that you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that, Jason, because it's not about increasing your fees. It's about when you want to increase your income and you want to help more students and you want to build confidence in your own music education as a teacher. When you're teaching music theory and you're teaching groups, you actually charge less, but you'll end up making more money because you're teaching a class of six. And we go through the details of like, well, how do we know what level to put them in music theory club classes? How do we know whether they can be the same age or all of those little details? So that's what we're going to talk about inside our 3-day live event. So you're going to walk away from this 3 days with a strategic plan to say, oh, so I can charge a little bit less for groups, but I can make 5 times more money. So I'll give you a quick example. When I started teaching, I was charging $50 an hour for private. And when I was teaching theory club classes, I was charging $45 for a group class of 6 kids. So now I'm making 5 times more money per hour. So I easily grew a six-figure business because when you do the math, if you go from $50 an hour to $270 an hour, that's easy. And the beauty of that too is that you can invite other students. So maybe your students have a friend. Maybe that friend is a voice student, or maybe they play violin or another instrument. They can still come into theory club class. So you're really expanding your reach as a music educator. And you can be teaching online, you can be teaching in person, and you don't need a lot of equipment. Sometimes you think, oh, well, if I start teaching group, what do I need? You need a kitchen table and 6 chairs, or you can be teaching on Zoom, online. So, and we provide you with all of that information. So it's definitely fun. We also provide you with a lot of tools that your students can use immediately in your classes. So yeah, it's an easy way to grow your business.
Well, and I think one of the things that I've seen, because I've talked to several, I mean, lots of piano teacher groups, and I know there's like the local chapters that they have all over, and there's a lot to be said to having that local connection. But I
Yes.
think what I'm impressed with you, I mean, you're up in Canada,
Yeah.
and up in the cold. I love your accent, by the way, too. But I think bringing the groups you brought together with some of your, I don't know what you call it, even a mastermind, but you've got
Yeah.
groups of teachers and you guys get together and you talk, and you do coaching sessions. But I'm sure most of them are probably women, but you guys have talked and are sharing ideas with each other and benefiting from almost more of I guess more of an international. I mean, you're more than just US and Canada that are coming to these types of things that you're organizing, correct?
Absolutely. We're actually in 38 countries
Oh my
around the
gosh.
world with our lead educators. And when you come into our coaching program, you get to meet people from around the world. And sometimes when we start our coaching calls, you'll hear people say good morning. You'll hear people saying good evening, good afternoon, because they're all in different time zones. But we're all there in our community. It's not a competition. It is a collaboration. It's a support for you as an educator. And we do breakout rooms so you get to know people. We also connect you with accountability partners because being a music teacher can be a really isolated journey. And sometimes, you feel stupid. You don't want to, put your hand up because you think, I should know this and I don't. And I'm afraid to ask. In our community, it's about there's no silly question. If you're asking it and wondering it, probably someone else is too. And we are there to support you in your journey. We want you to teach with confidence. We want you to have a master plan that's going to get you excited about teaching, not going, oh, what am I going to do to get this student to practice? But really understand learning styles, whether they're visual, auditory, kinesthetic, or special needs. How do I support that when I'm teaching a group? And how do I facilitate that? Because we all have our own learning style. I'm very much a kinesthetic learner, and I still need to know how to facilitate to all learning styles so that I can be the best teacher that I can be. And I think that's what it's all about, is also listening, right? I always say listen to understand. Don't just listen to reply. You know, if your student is talking, just really listen, be present. As you and I, before we recorded, we said, you know, we're just here together in this moment, and being present with your student and being present when you come into the mastermind. You know, don't miss it. Music Business Mastery Live. It's going to be an absolute blast.
Gotcha. Well, so again, it's just a 3 day, 2 hours a day, but you
Yep,
guys are gonna hope, I'm sure you're gonna deliver really most of your very best stuff, and then anybody that wants to go deeper, that's an
yep,
option. But I love that you're basically giving this away. I know how much work these types of events are, and you're not charging near enough, by the way, for that. But
yeah,
I just encourage people, if you're a music teacher, I've been really impressed with Gloria, and I know there's lots of courses and there's lots of people trying to charge lots of money. And uh, anyway, I know this is one that would benefit any of my piano teacher friends that I have out there, and I love the fact that it's more of this international lots of perspectives, which is, I think
yes,
that diversity of ideas and perspectives is really a positive thing, especially in the music teacher space.
yeah,
Yeah, and
absolutely.
I don't know, I mean, it's happening, I know, on some of these Facebook groups and some of these places, but I think there's something to be said for having a group of people that you can really connect with. And you guys are meeting, often, but if they can't come, I'm sure you're recording stuff and you're sharing those stuff as
Absolutely.
well. So
Yeah,
anyway, so I just encourage you, if you're a music teacher, this is one that's worth spending a few dollars on to come and attend. And I'm sure if they just hated it and said it was terrible, I'm sure you'd give them their money back in a heartbeat as well. But uh, so please, I just encourage you people to join. Check this out. I'm sure there's going to be links down below. Click those buttons, register, and I may even pop in on these, Glory, on a couple of them, because I don't teach, but I'm curious to just know how maybe I can even help some of these teachers as well to change that
absolutely.
mindset and
Yeah,
do more. So
yeah.
thanks so much.
Oh, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you at Music Business Mastery Live. Thanks, Jason.